What's up, traders? This is Vee Trades, and today I'm going to be looking at several different Chinese companies. I'm not sure what I'm going to call this series or if I'm going to do it again, but we can call it Saturday Chinese Smackdown or something like that, or Showdown. So I'm going to look at maybe about 4 or 5 Chinese companies that I don't cover in my YouTube channel. I used to cover them on different days, but they weren't as popular, so maybe I'm just going to put them all together. And then, if this video gets a lot of likes, at least maybe 100, if we get a lot of new
Please subscribe, guys.
new subscribers, and then I could look into doing more of these. So let's take a look at JD on the daily chart. You can see that it is falling down lower. Price continues to drop down lower. So basically, we had this huge drop from January up until March, and then it broke the channel, so it was showing signs of weakness, and then it made a couple legs down, and then it kind of bottomed right back here at the same area as the prior support at the $33 level, and then price made a leg up, corrected, second leg up, and you can see how the bulls weren't as strong as before off of the same level. They just made 2 small legs up, and then price started dropping down lower. So usually the 2 legs up is the center of the pattern for another leg down. So that's where I got this arrow from. This was 1 leg down right here. We made 2 legs up. This is the second leg down, targeting the 28.60 level. So that would be the next target for JD to reach, because it's not looking that bullish, because we just had 2 small legs up, and now it's dropping down right to the EMA. And we're not really finding support at the bottom side of the range. It looks like we're breaking outside of it. So it looks like we did recently just pull back and retest it for resistance. Let me go in and zoom in so you can see that we got rejected right over here at the 33.68 level. Price pulled back, got rejected. Bulls try to go up again, got rejected. So it's going down lower. You can see how it's just dropping sharply inside of this orange channel that I drew. So that's all I have for JD on the daily chart. Basically, it looks pretty weak. Bulls aren't really showing any signs of strength, and it looks like bears are going to be dropping the stock down. So here is a macro view of the stock. This is the weekly chart, and you can see that we're still within the channel. So that's what these 2 slanted lines represent, is a downward channel. So the macro picture is down. Price is below the EMA. We've been going down for quite a long time now. So it's in a downtrend, price is going to be breaking support. In an uptrend, price is going to be breaking resistance. So we just keep on breaking support that was built in this downtrend. So it looks like the first target will be the mid $28 level. And then, the all-time lows are not out of the picture. It's right around the $20 level. So JD is not looking as bullish as other Chinese stocks. And those Chinese stocks aren't even looking that bullish at all. So, maybe next time when you guys look at this chart, you're going to be saying,
What a dump!
Because it just keeps on dropping down lower and lower. Now let's take a look at the next stock request, or the next chart for today is going to be, let's take a look at Baidu. So here is the chart for Baidu. I already did the analysis to save some time. And here is the daily chart. So you can see that, Baidu has been trading sideways for quite a long time. If you bought back here in March of last year, you're basically break even. It's at the same price as it was, because this isn't really a trending stock. It's a range bound stock. So you have to understand what type of stock you are looking at. This is clearly not trying to break out of the 155 level. You can see that we got rejected from that level so many times. We got rejected here, more over here, several times. If you don't believe this, stocks can be manipulated, I don't know what other evidence to show you, because look how many times this 155 level is stopping price from going up. Clearly, there's something important with that level, because price can't get through it. So anyway, we just bounced off of that back here in July, and the bulls were trying to make a measure move up. So this was 1 large leg up. When price dropped down sharply and we cannot go any lower, there was a good chance that a measure move up would have been in play to the 202 level. But you can see the bulls tried a few times, and then the pushes just got smaller and smaller. And then right when it hit the 155 level, we even broke through the trend line after a strong push down. So this is looking like we're going to be seeing another large leg down. So this was 1 leg down off the top. We can get another large leg down, targeting the 111 level, maybe even back down to the 105 support level. So, again, this stock is, crashing down once again. Overall, it's a range, but in the micro term, it's looking bearish because, we saw a sharp move down. So I don't see anything bullish as of right now for Baidu either. Here is the weekly chart, and overall, there was this orange downward channel in play, and after a downward channel gets a break, you expect 2 attempts in that direction. So that's what the price is doing. So we saw one large attempt to make a new low, and price failed, and we're seeing the second attempt. So in the macro picture, it's actually kind of bullish because, the bears have not been down to this prior low at the $76 level, for quite a long time now, since this entire year. So it is, somewhat bullish that the bears cannot, break down past the 115 level or the, 105 level. So overall, it's still, looking slightly bullish, even though I do see downward pressure. So let's see if maybe Baidu can bottom out right over here and not, go down any lower. Then, we could probably see a huge rocket launch out of here, something like that.
2, 1.
So, that's what it's setting up to do. It looks like we're going to be seeing some short-term pain. And then, there's a good chance maybe it might bottom out right over here for some support. Now, let's take a look at the next stock for today. It's going to be, looked at Baidu, JD. Let's look at Tencent on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange. So this chart looks much better than the ADR version, the American counterpart. So here is the chart, and you can see that, Tencent made a large move up that looked like it was going to be leading to a nice rally, but then look at the correction back down. It made 2 legs down, which is okay, but the second leg should have started right over here. But look at the second leg pushes up. It was just really small. It was one small push right here, second small push up, got rejected from this trend line, and price could not go any higher. So, sometimes a chart can look bullish one day, and then, the next couple of days later, it can look bearish once again. So you can see that there's some type of bearish imbalance going on because we can't even go back up to the 382 level on this chart. It keeps on getting rejected from the 361 level, and then price started selling off, after this double top at the 360 level, hit the trend line, and now ever since then we've been in this orange downward channel since late July. So it looks like it's working its way lower. The next target would be the 255 level. So I know that's pretty far down, but that is the next target. Maybe price can stop at the 310 level. Not all measure moves are going to be reached. Maybe we just meet it halfway, at the 285 level and fail. So, I'm not saying we're going to get there for sure, but, it is looking like it wants to go down lower. So that's all I have for Tencent on the daily chart. Here's the weekly chart. And this is the reason why we keep on dropping down lower, because we have 2 up trends in play. So we have this orange downtrend in play, and then we had this huge uptrend in play. So we're trying to figure out which one's having more influence on the price action. It looks like the downtrend is having more influence on the price action because price is unable to surpass the 385 level, and then after this correction, this should have taken off right over here. But it's not really trying to go up, so it's telling me that this bearish momentum is having a lot of influence on the price action. So it's not, going up. It's not really that bearish either because, price is kind of just trading sideways. You can see how flat the EMA is. So you could say, the market's kind of neutral right now. I wouldn't say it's over just yet because we're still above this swing right here. So this measure move is technically still in play. We're not at the swing low right here at the 305 level. Price only stopped at the 315. So technically, this measure move target isn't invalidated just yet, even though it looks like it's about to be. All I'm saying is that, there's some type of bearish imbalance going on because the measure move did not continue higher as much as expected. We got rejected from this trend line. We can't hit the upper side of the yellow range. And now, we're working its way lower. So it's looking like the downtrend is having a strong force to the price action, and it could be working its way lower to the 255 level. So that's all I have for Tencent on the daily and weekly charts. Now let's take a look at the next chart for today, which is going to be TME. So here is the daily chart for TME. And I mean, this is a very choppy downtrend. So we had a nice impulse up from October 2022 up until January 2023. That's what this arrow represents, this upward arrow, it was looking like, TME finally bottomed after this, support was built. We saw a nice rally up. But then look at the price action. It wasn't really trying to go up. After these two large arrows down, this is where the next move up should have occurred. But, if price is still working in the downtrend, then it can still continue working in the downtrend. So it wasn't really trying to lift off, for...
Oh my God, I'm rich. My stock's going up.
For profit. So it wasn't really trying to go up. So since we're still kind of working since price is still working its way lower in this green downtrend, there's a good chance we can see lower prices. In the short term, we are kind of getting support at the 625 level, but resistance at the 680. There is opportunity for price to continue higher to the opposite side of the channel, because if we hit one side, price will try to attempt to reach the opposite side. But if the downtrend is really strong, and if there's other signs, then we might not reach the upper side. So, TME is probably also going to continue to fall down lower. I'm looking for the 540 level, because that was a key level in the past. You can see there was some type of support right over here. More support right over here. And then, price is pulling back to that breakout point. So it can either start, crashing down right now, or, seeing some type of dump. But either way, price is not, bullish looking, because we're still in this downward green channel. And let me show you guys another thing on the weekly chart. So, some might say that this is looking like a bull flag, meaning like we see an impulse, a correction for another impulse up. And yes, but no. So it was a bull flag, but when it's continuing to move down lower and lower, then it starts invalidating that pattern. So, it's still just continuing down, lower and lower. We're still in this green channel. We're below the EMA on the weekly chart, this chart right here. So it's just looking bearish. I think, we're going to be reaching for the 540 level pretty soon now. So that's all I have for TME now on the daily and weekly charts. And let's take a look at the last stock for today, which is Huya. So I looked at JD, I looked at Baidu, I looked at Tencent, I looked at TME. Now we're going to take a look at Huya. And this is going to be the last stock for today. But if you guys have any more suggestions, make sure you leave it in the comments down below. I highly appreciate it. Now let's take a look at Huya. So let me take a little break. Let me think about it for a second. Okay, I'm back now. So let's take a look at the daily charts. I already marked this up. So basically, JD had Huya had the same impulse up as TME, from October up until, February this year. And then, it's looking like we finally bottomed, because this was such a large move up. But then when price started dropping down lower and lower, it was looking like a crash. It wasn't looking like, prices wanted to just pull back and go higher. It looks like it was just coming back down sharply. And then, once price started bottoming out at the 289 level, we just saw price trade sideways for a little bit, saw it pop up, fail, and then now we're just working lower towards the measure move target. So this is one leg down right here. If price pulls back and starts dropping down lower, this is the next target at the 64 cents level. So unfortunately, Huya is actually a profitable company. They're not earning a lot. They're probably losing, money, but at least it's a profitable company, unlike some other stocks. So Huya might be, sub $1 one day. It was, 164 at one point. So here's what I'm looking at. So since we're still in this downward trend line, you can see this downward trend line is rejecting price, and we're below the EMA and below the 289 level. I'm looking for this type of pattern right here, this arrow right here. If we go up, we can easily get rejected from those three resistance levels, the EMA, the trend line, and the 289 level, and then continue lower toward the measure move target. However, measure moves aren't always reached. So let's just say we bottom at this prior bottom at the mid $1 level. Then what we can do is this type of pattern right here, where we break above the EMA, we break outside the trend line, we break above the 289 level, and then we can just continue higher, towards the measure move target, towards the upside. So it just depends on what price wants to do at the end of the day. Right now, obviously it's leaning more towards the downside, but if things change, because obviously the market is dynamic, it's not static, it's always changing, then we can probably see, a rush above the EMA, and then, you guys can be looking for some type of launch.
3, 2, 1.
And then you could say
Oh
also,
my God, I'm rich. My stock's going up.
But until
Oh
then,
my God,
price is going to be continuing to
What a dump.
continue to draw lower. So that's all I have for Huya on the daily chart. Weekly chart is probably going to be telling me the same story. I mean, let's just look at the entire price action. So you can see that one time this stock was trading at the $50 level. Obviously, that was just a bubble. The bubble popped. We made, 2 legs down. We're starting to flatten out right over here. So maybe this is kind of like the bottoming area. I mean, it has a good chance of doing that because we saw 1 leg down, a correction, 2nd leg down. Market generally moves in 2s. We're starting to bottom out. So overall, you could say this is probably a bottoming area, but it still looks bearish in the short term. So that's all I have for Huya on the daily and weekly charts. If you guys want more of this, make sure you
Like the video!
get the video to at least maybe 100 likes, and I can consider doing it again. Make sure you also
Please subscribe, guys.
to the channel for more Chinese stock updates and other popular stock updates. And thank you for being a part of this video, and maybe I'll see you guys next week. This is Vee Trades, and thank you for your time. The Vee Trades technical analysis course is now live. Learn to read the chart the right way to prevent costly mistakes. Click the link below to start training now.